everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my third update to my plan to pan for this year. I've got 4 empties in today's update. I'm super excited about that because one I literally only just finished earlier today. So very excited to update you on all of that. At my last update I was already down to 22 products. I also had 4 empties and now I'm down to 18 products. So this year I've decided to do my plan to pan beauty A to Z style because I would like to finish 26 products in 2026 and there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So I've selected, I think right at the end of last year, I selected 26 makeup, skincare and perfume type products that I would like to finish. Actually, in one instance, it's trying to hit pan in a lot of products and a palette. And each product corresponds to one letter of the alphabet. This is such a cool project. And it was created by Jessica Lee and Amanda as part of the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. I've got all the details linked down below. And I'm also linking to my playlist there. In fact, even my playlist from last year, 25 and 2025, and I did 24 and 2024. So yeah, go check out all those links and let's just get into the update. Yeah, so 4 empties, like I said. I'm a little bit short on time today, but I didn't want to keep you waiting any longer because it's been 2 months and 6 days since I last posted. And yeah, no doubt it's going to still take me a little bit longer to edit. So I won't be shouting out my weight differences, but you will very much see them on the screen. I'll just add them in editing. There's also, of course, going to be some close-ups so you can see the journey of the products. And then finally, I'm also going to try to add some visual progress pictures in from my panning journal. Bear in mind, I spilled some water over it, so it looks a little bit funny, but yeah, all good. It dried down. For the letter A, I decided to bring in my Active Night Ampoule Serum Concentrates by Barbon. There are 7 ampoules in here, and at my last update, I hadn't touched them still. Maybe you can see now that I have definitely gone into them, so woohoo! I'm down to 3 ampoules here. So 4 I've already used. I really like this product, but I have to be a bit sparing with it because I have very sensitive skin. But these came in really handy after I'd had a facial, and it was a deep cleansing and a hydro cleansing type of facial, like over an hour. And afterwards I noticed that my skin was really dry. So I applied these 4, maybe on 4 consecutive nights. I want to say probably more like spread across an entire week. But then I did notice that it did make my skin quite sensitive. So I stopped using them for now, but I'm sure I'll do another facial later in the year and then these will come in super handy then. So yeah, at least there's progress now. So from 7, I'm now down to 3. For the letter B, I've got a BB cream in here, and this is by Sundance, and it's a 50 SPF sun tint fluid. So it's, you know, a slightly tinted type of fluid, and I'm wearing that, I want to say about half of the week now. Sometimes on its own instead of foundation, but today I've got it under my foundation as my SPF. Really enjoy this product. I would happily purchase it again. I bought it last August, so it's still within date in terms of the SPF, but yeah, I've got a little side goal to have this empty by August, so I've got another 2.5 months. For the letter C, I've got the Avant Collagen Intense Radiance Activator Serum, and collagen is where the C comes in. This contains retinol. I didn't realize that when I wrote it in. So again, I need to be super careful with applying this. I have used it, I want to say a couple of times. I used it a few days ago and so far it's really nice, but I think I just, you know, I can only really apply this once a week, maybe only once a fortnight. I would like to increase the use on here a little bit. And yeah, definitely not done yet, but at least there's a tiny bit of a weight difference, I should hope. Then for the letter D, I've got my Do It All Steak by H&M in here, and this is in the shade Rose Coral. It's originally for lips and cheeks, but I've had this for a while, so I'm not happy to put this on my lips anymore. But I'm wearing it as a cream blush quite regularly, almost every day. And I had this product in my 30-day makeup bag challenge, so I used it every single day for those 30 days. And now I'm alternating between this one and the other cream blush that I've still got in this project. So yeah, not wearing this today, but I think there's some really nice progress on here. And I'm finally really confident that I can have this done by the end of the year. Next up for the letter E, I've got an eyeshadow in here, and it's called Exhale, and it's a depotted Revolution shadow from the Chilled palette. At my last update, I actually had a declutter. There was an Essence Under Eye stick that had gone rancid before it had officially expired. So I asked you, and I gave you 3 choices. What shall I bring in instead? And the vast majority of you said, Dora, why don't you work on the eyeshadow and try and finish it? There was already pan on there, as you can see now in the close-ups. And here is where I am with this eyeshadow now. This has been living in my Build Your Own palette. And I also had this in my 30-day makeup bag challenge, so I tracked my uses on there. So I'm going to include that on the screen so you can see. Say if I've got 5 to 10 uses every month, I think I can have it done. Next, for the letter F, is my first empty of this update, and F for foundation. I finished the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Foundation. Yeah, this was also in my 30-day makeup bag challenge, so I only applied this one to my face for 30 days. Well, not quite, because I finished it fairly early on. I want to say after the first week, maybe. That's when it stopped pumping, and then I could still get another week's worth out. So yeah, 2 weeks during my challenge, and then it was done. Here are the demarcations. So here's where I was at my last update. You can see like quite a massive jump in between update 2 and update 1, and this is from the intro. That's because I was working on a different foundation and another project, and then once I had finished that, I went over here, and yeah, all done now. So happy. It's nice when some bulky packaging can move out of my collection, and I've really come to find that I enjoy wearing the same foundation day in and day out. I don't really crave that much variety for it. Same as concealer or mascara. I'd happily only have 1 or 2 foundations open at a time, maybe actually just 1. I'm just so glad I've got these backup foundations done now. For the letter G, I've got a perfume in here, and it's Gucci Rush 2. I really like this perfume, but this has got second priority right now because I'm still working on finishing another perfume that's also in this project. I'm really close on. So yeah, I've got a little bit of use on here, maybe a tiny bit of a weight difference, but very soon I think I should be working on this one, and then we should see, oh no, let me hold it this way around. So yeah, there's the 2 there. And then very soon I should have like nice, decent progress on here, and hopefully I'm still going to be able to finish it. I'm definitely over halfway done. There was quite a bit of use on here already. This is an older perfume in my collection, and I think, you know, why hoard it? Why not actually use up a favorite? For the letter H, I've got a hand scrub in here by Rituals, and this is the Ritual of Mare Reviving Hand Scrub. I'm actually using this as a foot scrub, so it's not an everyday type of use item, but occasionally when I have the luxury of having an actual long bubble bath, I do use it then. And I know I've used it since my last update, so there should be some progress. I think there's probably another maybe 3 or 4 applications in here, and then I should be done with it. So another one I'm confident I can finish so far. Yeah, these first letters, maybe less so on this one, but everything else I've shown you so far, I think I'm pretty certain I can finish by the end of the year. It's towards the end of the alphabet, so I'm getting a little more worried. Oh, I should mention, there's going to be another declutter. Stay tuned for that, because right at the end of the video I'm going to show you another selection of 3 products, and then you can help me decide again which one to choose. Moving on to the letter I, this is my illuminator, and it's the Collection Gorgeous Glow Filter Finish Complexion Boosting Primer and Illuminator. I love this product. I got this one from Ruth, who I'm going to link down below, and when I got it, it was, I want to say it was almost full. She had maybe tried it once or twice. I know that Ruth really likes luminous primers, and I've come to really like them as well now. I mainly have been using this to clean up fallout and to help to shape my eyeshadow. Actually not today, there was so much fallout that I had to use micellar water, but I'm still using this every day right now because I'm working on a couple of foundations. Well, one specifically that is an awful shade match. I'm mixing this one into the foundation that I'm wearing every day. So it's somewhere here, you can see or the glow, it comes from this product. I love it. And I'm tempted to try it, either buy this again or try another dupe for the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, or maybe try the original. I'd love to hear your suggestions. If you've got a nice dupe for the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I think that's what it's called, do let me know what your favorite is, because I might be in the market for a new one. Because look where I am. Here are the progress lines. So here's where I was in the intro. First update, second update. So yeah, it's pretty steady progress, but bear in mind that quite recently I've started wearing this every day now as part of my foundation. So I'm using a lot more of it now. Next, for the letter J, I've got my other perfume here, and this is by Marc Jacobs, and it's Dot. And I really love it, and look how close I am. There's really not that much left in here. I've been loving this perfume. I'm gonna try and add some scent notes here on the screen so you can read. It's kind of hard to describe. Really enjoy this. So I'm quite convinced that this is going to be an empty for my next update. For the letter K, I've got a Kiko product here, and this is the long-lasting eyeshadow stick in the shade 11. So it's this beautiful lavender, slightly shimmery shadow pen here. And oh, it matches my nails actually quite nicely. I was getting a little bit worried about this product because it was not in my 30-day makeup bag challenge. So I wasn't allowed to use this for a whole month, but you actually see progress after every application because it's just so creamy and quite a lot goes on that way. So it was, you know, still poking out a little bit when I introed it. I had maybe used it a couple of times before the intro. And if I roll it all the way down, sorry, I've just cleaned that up. So it's about here now, rolled down. But of course you're seeing the close-ups now. Hopefully you can see some visual progress there already. And yeah, I really quite enjoy this one. Not just under purple looks, but also under neutral looks. I have enjoyed this under blue looks, under pink looks. It's so versatile. Really enjoy this formula as well. Would happily buy it again. And in fact, it's the second purple eyeshadow pen by Kiko that I'm working on. Next is my second empty, and this is the product that I only finished today, and this is my Lottie London Ready Set Go setting powder for the letter L. It's all done now. I removed the sifter a couple of weeks ago, and then I still had quite a lot of product in here, but it's all done now. Oh, I'm so pleased. This was my oldest face powder. I had already tried to declutter it. I gave it to my mum and then she decluttered it back to me. So I thought it'd be really nice to actually pan it now. That's great because face powders are definitely a category where I over purchased a little bit last year. So, you know, being down by one, that feels good. I think I'm down to 5 now. I think so. And for the letter M, here's my second cream blush that I've got rolled into this project. And it's the Made by Mitchell blush in Posy Rosy. I am wearing this one today. And what I've recently started to do is I put this on the back of my hand, smudge it out with my finger, and then go in with a brush, actually with this one here, a very fluffy kabuki style brush, and then apply it. I'm obviously wearing a couple of other powder blushes on top now because I'm trying to pan so much and make progress. And also, if I only use this, I find that it doesn't really show up on camera that well, but it's beautiful. Really like it on its own as well. I wear it often on school runs now, and then yeah, like for, you know, when I do a full face of makeup, I do like it under a powder blush as well. It's a lovely, lovely shade, and there's a bit of a silver sparkle in there as well. Very beautiful. And yeah, there's a little bit of windowing going on here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish it. Once the H&M is done, obviously, let me show you that progress again. Yeah, you can see the plastic bases there. So there's really not a lot, maybe another 2 months, maybe. So say from August, I'll be wearing this every single day. I might be able to do it. For the letter N, I've got a lemongrass lip balm in here, and it's by Nadis Herbal, so that's where the N comes in. I really enjoy this one. It's an organic product. And I've got some use on here, not that much because it wasn't in my 30-day makeup bag challenge. I actually specifically took it out of my bathroom, and this is where it lives, and I apply it every night and sometimes for top-ups throughout the day as well. But because lip balm is that kind of borderline category where I class it as a makeup category. It's part of my inventory. And I also had a Fenty, where is it? Somewhere in my drawer. A Fenty lip balm, Fenty Skin lip balm rolled into my 30-day makeup bag challenge. I didn't want to work on this one in the background. I'm missing a month's worth of applications on here, but still I think there is some progress there. And I'm quite hopeful I can have it done for the end of the year. I'm going to skip over the next couple of letters because I already finished O and P. So Q is next, and it's another empty. And this was my lip liner by Catrice, the plumping lip liner in Queen Vibes. So that's where the Q is. And I finished this on the 12th of May. I put these washi tapes on now so that it helps me to remember, not just when I finished them, but also to remember that this is an item I finished this year, so therefore I need to hold on to it and not recycle it, so I can show you all of my empties at the start of next year. I think that'll be so satisfying. So yeah, this is all done now. I really enjoyed this one. I flew through it. I only bought it in August last year, so it took me 9 months to finish it. Yeah. I would happily buy it again though. For the letter R, I've got a Revolution primer in here, and it's the Ceramide primer. Actually, they've renamed it, but the packaging looks exactly the same. May I just say, I've got amazing progress on here. Look at that. So this is an airless pump, so it moves up. Here's where I was in the intro, first update, second update, and now, whoa, quite a big jump. So yeah, steady progress down here. Quite a big jump here now, and this is because I'm also now wearing this every day, and I mix it into my 2 foundations and into the Filter Finish collection. Those 4 products are mixed together on the back of my hand, and I wear them every day. So I think I can be done really soon with it, but let me open it. There's still a little bit here, you can see, but obviously the airless pump can't go much further than here. But I think I should be able to open it. I don't want to open it all the way just yet. Once I can't pump it anymore, I'm going to try and, you know, scrape out everything else that's still left in here. I'm going to skip over the letter S because I already had that done at my last update. And then for the letter T, I've got another empty, and that was my Trended Up eye pencil. And it was the 2-in-1 Line and Define waterproof eye pencil in the shade 050. And I finished this one also as part of my 30-day makeup bag challenge, and it was on the 29th of April. I purchased this on the same day as the Queen Vibes lip liner by Catrice. So yeah, this also, you know, barely 9 months it lasted in my collection. I'm now down to 1 eye pencil only, but I might buy another one because I've got a Space & K voucher, and I'm kind of craving a black eye pencil again. This was a beautiful shade nonetheless though. A shimmery sort of purple, dark plum brown-ish, yeah. It was lovely. I'd happily buy it again, but yeah, I think I'm ready to move on to something slightly different now. For the letter U, I've got a fixing spray in here, and this is the Studio London U Peach Setting Mist. And the U is spelt with an actual U rather than Y-O-U. I took the label off. You can see that now in the close-ups because it was just so, you know, bubbly, and it wanted to come off by itself anyway. But here it is today, and I think this is another one where I've got decent progress. So after I removed the label, some of the nail polish is still visible from my line markings. So here's where I was in the intro. Update 1. Update 2, and today I'm here. So I would say it's slightly more in between updates than I've had before. Obviously there's been a little bit more time as well, so maybe, you know, calm down. But I'm really trying to make an effort to use this every single day now. I've used it today, I used it yesterday. If I remember to use it, I will. Sometimes I just don't remember to use it, but it has become a bit of a favorite step, and I really enjoy applying it at the end of my makeup routine. And then, you know, using a little fan here, and I've got my little moment of just all this refreshing sensation in my face, and I love it. And it definitely helps with the longevity of my makeup and not so much gliding off, especially when I've got dramatic eye makeup going on like today. So yeah, enjoying this product. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to finish it, but I think that's actually okay because it's my only setting mist in my entire makeup collection. So yeah, where there's only one product in a category and I'm quite happy to replace it once it's done, definitely changed my mind about that one, where before I thought it might be a category I would eliminate. Then I feel like I don't need to rush myself quite so much, because at what point does panning then start to become something wasteful, if you know what I mean? But if I'm organically reaching for it every day because I want to, and I happen to finish it before the end of December, then yay, that would be fantastic. For the letter V, I've got the Velvet Kiss Lip Crayon by Revolution in the shade Decadence. And I had tried to pan this 2 years ago. It was in my plan to pan for 2024 as well. Well, it's still here now, but I think I've got good progress on here. This is all I have left on here now. And you can see how wonky that is there. That's because this product broke. Luckily, it never left the packaging. So far so good, touch wood. That hasn't happened yet. So I'm really hopeful I can still actually flatten it with the product, with the packaging, and not lose it to the floor or anything like that. But yeah, it is just what it is. It's quite an old product. I obviously had it at least since 2023. I think that's when it came in, if I was trying to pan it in 24. So decent progress, but sadly it broke. I'm going to skip over the letter W because that was an empty last time as well. And then comes the letter X. So we're approaching the finish line here. And that is my Extreme Last Lip Liner. And it is spelled with an X at the start, by Manhattan. And it's just a red lip liner. It doesn't have a shade name. It's really, really hard to track progress on here. But I have used it a few times all over my lips, and I think that's really the only way I can actually make progress on here and have it done. This was decluttered to me last summer, and it's definitely an older product, so I think it deserves to be panned this year, yeah. And it's a slightly different shade to the Velvet Kiss lip liner that I just showed you. I can wear them together, and that's what I've done often. I wore this all over my lips and lined, and then a little bit of the lip crayon just to lighten it up a little bit. On top of that, hopefully I can have it done for the end of the year. For the letter Y, I've got this YSL Quint here, and I'm definitely not trying to finish 5 eyeshadows, but I'm trying to hit pan in all 5 eyeshadows. I'm doing maybe kind of alright. I've got 2 decent dips in there, no pan yet, but yeah, definitely a nice dip in this biggest brown shimmer here, and also in that highlightery type of shadow there. I'm going to go through the uses one by one though, in between updates and also in total. So starting off with the lightest shadow here, I've got 7 uses on here for 50 in total now. Moving on to this rose shadow here, that upside down L shape, I have got 4 uses on here and a total of 16 uses. Going down to that peachy shadow, I've got just 1 use on here, and that's 15 uses in total. The biggest brown shadow here, I've got 1 use, 12 in total, but because this is my main lid shadow when I wear a look, often on top of the purple Kiko eyeshadow pen, it looks really lovely together. This has still got such a nice big dip on there though, even though it's the least used shadow, yeah, in terms of total uses. And then finally that center shadow there, I've got 3 uses on here and a total of 15 uses. I'm really hoping I can have 2 pans for you next time. You know, we're nearly at the halfway point of the year. I should really have some pans in here already, but yeah, pressure's on. I hope I can do it. And my final product for the letter Z is this Sunkissed Bronze Professional Moisturizer Spray Tan here. And this is my declutter. Actually, it's not this bottle, it's another one. I've already thrown it out. It stopped working the first time I wanted to use it in this project because I had been slacking on it. I couldn't get it to pump anymore. So I thought, okay, let me just open this up and clean out the nozzle, this bit here. And you know, I even tried to like press down on it because obviously this is a pressurized container. So I used a tissue and pressed down just to see if anything would come out. nothing. So it was just done. It's, you know, a very old product, and yeah, this is one of 2 backups of it that I still have, and this bottle was brand new. So quite a bit of a weight difference, because the other bottle that I had to throw out that I last used last year already had a nice amount of progress on there. I could have like kept it and shown you, but I was just like, oh, you know, I didn't even think about it. So I thought immediately in my fluster, no worries, I've got another one. Let me get this one out now and use a new one instead. Both of the backups had been untouched at that point. And I've been telling you how I was inspired by a product, oh, I don't remember what it's called, but it was an after sun lotion that had some tanning properties in there, and I thought, let me mix my own after sun lotion with tanning properties by mixing this moisturizer, no, what is it, moisturizer spray tan with an actual body lotion in a jar, and I had an empty jar here by Soap and Glory, and then I did that, and it looks really not that nice. But I will show you, I'm brave. This is what it looks like. It's really quite solid in there, but as soon as you apply it, it goes really soft once you rub it between your hands. And I am wearing it here and there. This was 4 when I did that. So I've already got like some nice progress on there, but whatever I took out of here, I think I've only just got a little bit less in here now than I had in the other bottle that I had to throw out because it stopped working. I don't know if I quite want to do this to myself. So here are my 3 options to replace the item for the letter Z that I had already put into the bin. Option 1 is to do exactly what I had started with already, and that is to pan to completion, or at least try to. The bronze, yeah, that's the only way I could find something with the letter Z. To pan this to completion, maybe with this method, maybe on its own, maybe a combination of the 2. Well, obviously, because, you know, some of it is already in here. And yeah, if I weren't to do that again, I'd have to use this straight. That's my first option. Okay, option 2 and 3 are slightly different. I have looked through my entire makeup collection, skincare, body care, hair care, everything. I can't find a product with the letter Z. Unless I go with eyeshadow, and I don't want to put more eyeshadow in here to either hit pan on or try to complete altogether. I think, you know, I'm doing okay in terms of eyeshadow projects and eyeshadows within this project already. I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, so my only other options were to see, is there anything in here already that might have the letter Z on the packaging already that I can switch to the letter Z instead, and then I've got another empty space for another letter where I could potentially bring in another product. And here it goes. Okay, so the Avant Collagen Intense Radiance Activator Serum has a Z in the packaging. The very first word here says hydrolyzed, and it's spelt with a Z. Because I'm in the UK, we spell most words that Americans would spell with a Z with an S, like moisturizer spelt with an S. Here you go, yeah? So really hard to come by, apparently, in my collection at least. This has a Z, so I could move this into the letter Z and then therefore pick another product for the letter C, because this was my Collagen Intense Radiance Activator Serum. And in terms of the letter C, I had a few more options, and I've got 2 more options here, and they both contain the word candy. So option 2 is the P2 Peptide Lip Plumper in Cotton Candy, double C there. This would be an option. I am here with this product, but if I lie it on its side, yeah, it slowly shifts. So I think this would be kind of satisfying to show progress on, less so with, yeah, I had in another project, I had a different lip gloss by Node, and that didn't settle. So this would be a little bit more satisfying to share visual progress on. And then my other option is a lip liner. And yes, I've still got 2 colourful lip products in here, and they're both red, but I don't want to wear a red lip every day. How about something a bit more neutral and pink leaning? And this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lip Liner in Pink candy. So this is my third option. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you vote for option number 1, the bronze spray tan, like I originally said, but more than I had originally? Or option 2, the P2 peptide lip plumper in cotton candy, or option 3, the Rimmel lip liner in pink candy. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I really hope you're going to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I also hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.